Hi, I'm registered dietitian and nutritionist Wendy Wesley, and I'm here today in my kitchen here in St. Pete, Florida. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist in private practice with my company called Wendy Wesley Nutrition. And about 6 days ago, I used some leeks in my cooking, and then I took the stumps of the leeks and I just said, "What the heck?" And I put them in a pot. And this is what happened 6 days later. This is what I got. I got leeks. Look at this. They just sprouted. The same thing will happen with the stumps of green onions. You just take the little stumps of green onions, you just stick them in pots and they will grow. Now, I'm no gardener. I don't pretend to be. I don't have a green thumb, but hey, if I can do this, I think anybody can. Also, I've had pretty good luck with rosemary. I can't kill it. It's still here after many months, so success. So today what I'm going to make is a cannellini, which is a white bean. It's a fancy word for a white bean, a cannellini soup. It's kind of cold outside. The temperature's dropping. My son's coming home from school, and I've decided we're going to have bean soup tonight. About as cheap as it gets. If you're cooking on a budget, let me tell you what, canned beans are the way to go. Deep nutrition. Lots of fiber, lots of protein. This soup actually, once it cooks up, is wonderfully luxurious. So here we go. I'm going to use this rosemary. I'm going to actually cut some of these leeks. Let me get my scissors to cut, and away we go. So, of course, everything starts with a pan. I've got a hot pan right here. It is heating up. And I'm going to use, instead of oil, I'm going to use butter. And that's just kind of the mood I'm in today. I just want to use butter, and I've got a little bit here. I'm going to start with probably a tablespoon in the pan, let it melt. So let me set that aside. So this recipe calls for 2 cans of cannellini, or they're called Great Northern beans or white beans or cannellini. And 1 can gets pulverized, the whole can. And what we call in the South, it's the pot liquor. It's the juice that the beans were cooked in. So these beans, what happened, the raw beans go in and the can is actually cooked. And so what happens is during the cooking process, these beans will leach starch. And so this pot liquor here, you see, this is the juice, or I just spilled some. This juice, we call it pot liquor. It is full of starch and it'll make your soup nice and thick. So I'm just going to pour that right in. Now the second can will be drained. I will drain the second can, and I will just add the beans. I won't add the juice to it. So let me go. So this is an immersion blender. I'm not one for gadgets in the kitchen, but I do like this just for this reason. I don't have to get out the big blender, make a big old mess. I can just pulverize these beans like that. See? Look how fast that works. Just pulverizing the beans. My immersion blender came with this cylinder, which is nice because it doesn't spray, stuff all over the kitchen. And I think we're done. So, and then this nice little gadget that just pops right off, and it'll just get rinsed, and away we go, off to the sink. Drip, 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 drip. Okay. Off to the sink. Okay, so I've got my butter going. I don't have much room here. I'm going to get an onion going. So what I did was I cut the top off, and what I have is the root end. Where's my knife? There it is. I'm going to cut the root end right down the middle. Can you see that? Oh, this needs to go out of the way. Cut the root end right down the middle. Like that. And then what happens is, now that I've cut it, I can peel it. Very, very, very easy to peel. Again, this peel will go great in the compost pile if you are keeping a compost pile for your vegetable garden. All these kinds of scraps, banana peels, coffee grinds, onion peels, onion bottoms, it all goes in the compost pile. And so I'm just going to give this onion a quick slice. These are vertical slices right from the front, and so I've left the root end intact, so I've got a little something to grab onto. Can you see what I'm doing? And then just going to give some quick horizontal cuts, and that has given me is a nice dice. You see this nice dice that I have created here. Okay, and into the pan it goes. Okay, my butter is sizzling. My onion is going. Next, I'm going to add some garlic. This is 1 big clove of garlic. I'm going to give it a smash underneath the blade of my knife. And then you see that that paper just falls off real nice. And I think I've got a little bad spot. Let me cut that off, cut off that bad spot. And I'm going to, sometimes I use a garlic press and sometimes I just chop it. And I think just today I'm just going to chop it. I'm not going to rummage through the drawer and find the garlic press. Just going to give it like a mince. Mince. And then into the pan it goes. So we're going to let that all sizzle up. And get a spoon, sizzle up. Okay, and for the interest of time, I won't let this sizzle up as much as I normally would. And then what I'm going to do is add the pureed beans to it. Okay, and then I need to drain. So I've got this guy right here. I'm going to drain the beans, the juice that the beans come in, right into here. Okay. And these whole beans will be added to the soup. Okay. Drain. Add them to the soup. Oh man, that is going to be just beautiful. Now, I will not add any salt to this soup. I will add some, rosemary's in the way. I will add some pepper, and I will maybe add a little bit of cayenne just for a little bit of heat, or a red pepper flake just for a little bit of heat. I am going to add some leeks, and I'm going to add some rosemary from my pot. So let me get my scissors. I'm just going to cut this off. Now, the nice thing about rosemary is that from the top you can strip back, and all the, I wish you could smell that. Oh my God, that smells so beautiful. All the rosemary will kind of fall right off. So here, pull. See, look, all of this rosemary just fell right off into my hands. And I do wish you could smell that. I'm going to give it a quick chop, or what they call a chiffonade in France, but I'm not in France. I'm not fancy like that. So chop. Oh, that smells delightful. There's nothing better than the mixture of garlic and rosemary together. It's just perfect. And I'm going to put that into my soup. And then the last thing I'm going to add is just some leek tops. Let me cut these. I can't believe they're so oniony. I can't believe I just grew these in 6 days. This is just kind of crazy. Like, I walked out the door and I saw them and I said, well, I have to do a video now because look, I've got leeks. Isn't it crazy? Just going to cut them right off. Oh my gosh. And they'll just keep growing. Like I said, I am no farmer. I am no gardener, not very good at it. Someday I'd like to entertain it as a hobby, but right now I'm kind of busy with other things. But if I can grow leeks and onions just by sticking it in the dirt, count me in. Okay. All right, so I chopped up my leeks and I'm going to put those in the soup and let them all cook up. Just going to bring this to a boil, let it cook and simmer, I don't know, for about 25-30 minutes. Going to get all nice and creamy. And that is, let me see if I can show it to you. That is my cannellini Great Northern Bean white bean soup. Perfect for a chilly day like today. Like I said, very inexpensive to make. Super high in fiber, super high in protein. Keep you full, keep you warm. Thank you for listening. My name is Wendy Wesley. I'm a registered dietitian and nutritionist here in St. Pete. And I thank you for listening. All right. Bye-bye.